Good afternoon. I'm Mark Jones. I'm the State Director for Texas Baptist Collegiate Ministry, BSM, Baptist Student Ministry, and I'm here today with Shannon Rutherford. Shannon is in her third year as the BSM Director at the University of Houston. And Shannon, thanks for stopping by and visiting a little while. We're here at the Highland Lakes Camp with 600 of our closest friends. Great group of college students and leaders that are here specifically at a prayer retreat where student leaders have been a part of putting together different prayer experiences. And we have a worship time at the beginning and then a worship time at the end, but then students are given a lot of freedom to kind of move and be together and be a part of these different prayer experiences. Well, I know you've come to Abide a number of different times, and tell me what you look forward to most about being a part here and then bringing students to be a part here at Abide.
Yes, for students, when you tell them hey, let's go to this retreat and you're going to pray for the whole time, and their anticipation of I don't know how to pray that long. I'm still working on praying for 2 minutes.
That's so
and
true.
that kind of that fear, right, of I don't even know how to do this, and you want me to go and actually give money to go and pray. But to see them engage in the prayer experiences that other students have put together and learn that they can do it. A lot of them have just been told, oh, you need to pray, but to be challenged, okay, sit with this scripture, pray with it, pray specifically for the world, pray for this campus that's not your own, pray for missions and how students will serve in that way. So it opens up the door for them to think about prayer in a wider,
kind of a broader perspective.
Perspective. And
wonderful.
It's led by their peers, their peers.
The
came
student
up
leaders,
with
the student leaders that we have put that together, and we focused on a passage this year in Ephesians 3, one of those prayers of challenge and kind of encouragement and everything from the Apostle Paul, and they've really they dove into that scripture and created different prayer rooms to be a part of, and
which is amazing because you think of just one scripture, a couple of verses, and how many different prayer rooms there are that these students have come up with different ways to engage us into prayer, to being before God.
I know me. I see their creativity. I'd go, where did you come up with that?
I
But
know,
how
it's
cool!
amazing.
How cool is that that they do that, and they work so diligently, and it's a real gift to the hundreds of others that come that weren't part of the planning process, but yet they get to experience that. There's a real sense of anticipation for a lot of our students. I'm sure you have students that have come, and they've come for repeated years because they had such a good experience coming before.
Yeah, and they're our best advocates, to say
They're telling the story.
Telling the story, I didn't know how to do this either. Come, show up, and
because
and
you're right, it becomes a little
Lord.
daunting. We're gonna have. It's one thing to go to a conference where you've got speakers and leaders, and we did have seminar times during one last night. But then you so much of the time you're giving students, you're allowing them to have the freedom to do what. To gather together in their groups or to meet new. Have your students enjoyed meeting students from other campuses?
They have. It's always really encouraging when they come back and to be at a state school and for them to see, wow, there are all these believers. I'm not alone. On the days when even for our group, our BSM, but to see the larger scope of I'm not the only college student on a campus learning to serve the Lord and figuring out what it means
to
to worship.
To feel like you're part of a greater sense of belonging to what God's doing all around our state and beyond that, in other places too. And
they can't imagine that there's this many people who love Jesus who are their age and who are doing some of the same things.
Yes.
Yeah. And so when they go back, a major thing that is so good for them, they've learned that they can do these different types, pray in different ways, maybe than just let's bow our head and, say a prayer. But also, at the end of the semester, we'll have a prayer tent at our campus, in the middle of our campus. And it's not, they think, oh man, these students did this for me. How do I create a space for others to pray and engage the campus in prayer? So what we do here is not just they do it and then they go home. now they will take it and they get excited every year to say, I can make this for people on my campus to meet with the Lord and to pray.
Wow. For them to take ownership as leaders on their campus, it's not really just about like you and I doing it. It's really students that are leading the ministry.
Yes.
There. How exciting is that? Well, I know you
is
mentioned
good.
you're excited about the rest of the semester. You're 2.5 years in to your time at the University of Houston. What a big campus, one of our biggest campuses in the state, with great opportunities for ministry, a diverse student population.
Second most diverse in the United States.
In the United States. Wonderful. You're meeting people from all over the world that are coming to the University of Houston, coming to Houston.
It's true.
Wonderful. What a great opportunity. And again, we just celebrate what the Lord is doing through your group and pray that God would continue to use you and your students as you engage the campus for the sake of Christ.